Let's look at something. Uriah, they're gonna call it Luke, chapter 9, verse 23. Let's look at something.
Amen.
Listen to the book.
And he said to them all,
Something come to mind. That's how they work out. Oh, goodness. Try all our Shemut. They'll call it Exodus. Shemut. Oh, my time. Let me see. 12 and 21. Let's get that. Hold what you got over there. At Uriah, they call Luke. This is Allah Shemut. 12, what I said, 21. Let's see what happened. Listen to the book.
Then Mashah called for all the elders of Yasharal and said unto them, Draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill the Pesach. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop, and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning, for Yahuwah will pass through to smite the Mitzrayim. And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, Yahuwah will pass over the door, and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you.
Yeah.
And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy beni forever. And it shall come to pass, when ye be come to the land which Yahuwah will give you, according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service. And it shall come to pass, when your beni shall say unto you, What mean ye by this service? That ye shall say, It is the sacrifice of Yahuwah's Pesach, who passed over the houses of the beni of Yasharal in Mitzrayim. And when he smote Mitzrayim and delivered our houses, and the people bowed the head and worshipped. And the beni of Yasharal went away and did as Yahuwah had commanded Mashah and Aharon, so did they. And it came to pass that at midnight Yahuwah smote all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all Mitzrayim. And there was a great cry in Mitzrayim, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. And he called for Mashah and Aharon by night, and said, Rise up and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the beni of Yasharal, and go serve Yahuwah as ye have said. Also take your flocks and your herds as ye have said, and be gone, and barak me also. And Mitzrayim were urgent upon the people, that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, We be all dead men. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. And the beni of Yasharal did according to the Dabar of Mashah. And they borrowed of Mitzrayim jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. And Yahuwah gave the people favor in the sight of Mitzrayim.
That's good. That's good. Let's see something. Let's see something. Uriah chapter 9, verse 23. Uriah, they call Luke 9 and 23. Listen to the book.
And he said to them all, If any Ish will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his toot daily, and follow me. For whosoever will save his Kai shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his Kai for my sake, the same shall save it. For what is a Ish advantaged if he gain the whole Aratz, and lose himself, or be cast away? For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my Dabarim, of him shall the ben of Ish be ashamed, when he shall come in his own Kabud, and in his Abba, and of the Kudash Malaki. But I tell you, of Amat, there be some standing here, which shall not taste of death, till they see the Basilia of Elohim.
That's good. That's good. Pick my the book of Romans 6 and 1. Romans chapter 6. in verse 1. Other one, see if that Oriyah, chapter 14. All Shamut, Exodus, as they'll call it. Chapter 14. See if it's 13. Listen to the book.
What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that Khan may abound?
Listen.
Elohim forbid.
What happened?
How shall we that are dead to sin
Do
live
what?
any longer therein?
Yeah.
Know ye not that so many of us as were immersed into Yahushua Mashiach were immersed into his death?
Yeah.
Therefore we are buried with him by immersion into death.
That's good. Let's see what happened. This is Allah Shamut, Exodus, as they'll call it, chapter 14, verse 13. Listen to the book.
And Mushah said unto the arm, Fear ye not, stand still and
Verse
see.
11. Give me verse 11. Listen.
And they said unto Mushah,
What did they tell him?
Because there were no kabud, because there were no graves in Mizraim,
No Kabul. Kobal. Graves.
hast thou taken us away to die in Bamidbar.
Yeah.
Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Mizraim?
Yeah.
Is not this the Dabar that we did tell thee in Mizraim, saying,
Do what?
Let us alone,
Why?
that we may serve the Mizraim?
Listen.
For it had been better for us to serve the Mizraim
Yeah.
than that we should die in Bamidbar.
Listen.
And Mushah said unto the arm, Fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of Yahuwah.
Y'all hear this? Stand still and do what?
See the salvation of Yahuwah.
Stand well
Still
and do what?
see the salvation of Yahuwah,
Yeah.
which he will shew to you this yom.
Well, listen.
For Mizraim, whom ye have seen today,
For the Mitzrayim, who you have seen this yom,
ye shall see them again no more forever.
see that? Look at the 5th chapter book of Galatians before we go over here in the 6th chapter. Galatians chapter 6, 6 and 1? 5 and 1. And then hold me Romans 6 and 1. Galatians 5 and 1. And the other one got me Romans 6 and 1. Listen to the book.
Stand fast therefore in the liberty wherewith Mashiach hath made us free.
And do what?
And be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage.
Would be similar to the same speech that Mushah would have gave them. He told them to stand still and see the salvation. Salvation is liberty. It's freedom. So the same thing that Shaul is telling them is the same conversation would be similar and comparable to what Mushah was telling them. When they started looking at reasoning or why they should go back or why they should be subordinate to the commands of those that rule over them with hard rigor, like you do with sin. As soon as something you don't like, soon as something you find, the word we use, opportunity or occasion, favorable opportunity, favorable time. That's what most of us do. We look for a time or reason to go back. So what did he do? He took away the very thing that it was that kept him captive. So that's the same thing he did for us. When we hear what the Mashiach did for us, see if that's, I don't know. Goodness. See if it's the 2nd chapter of the book of Colossians 2 and 7. I'm sure I got to read down. But 2 and 7 come to mind. Colossians. Let's see something. He told us to stand fast in the liberty, which is the freedom, salvation, wherein the Mashiach has made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. All they kept looking at was reason to go back. That's all people need, something to happen. They'll complain how they want to live right. They'll complain about things they don't want to do. What else, what? No, I'm the correction officer of him. See that? I was testing you people. See, it's all about where you stay and you want to pronounce it. All right, what's the Greek name? That's what I thought. See, I was testing y'all. Still another O, huh? Colossians. You know what? I can't win with y'all people. Is that it? That's good? So they be thinking they smart, man. All right, listen.
Rooted and built up in him.
See that? Rooted in what?
Built up in him.
So it's going to be the same thing. Stand still. Rooted and built up in him. Listen.
And established in the Amunah.
See that? And established in the faith. Listen.
As ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving.
All right.
Beware lest any ish spoil you
through
philosophy
or whatever,
vain deceit,
after what?
The tradition of Anashim,
And
after the rudiments of the Arats,
which are the elementary principles, and not
after Mashiach.
Listen.
For in him dwelleth all the fullness of Elohim bodily.
Listen.
And ye are complete in him, which is the head of all principality and power.
Listen.
In whom also ye are circumcised with the circumcision made without hands, in putting off the body of the sins of the flesh by the circumcision of Mashiach.
See that? Listen.
Buried with him.
How much sense did that make to us? What do we know about circumcision? It's the removing of something. It's the cutting away of something. That's what we know as a man. You tell me about the circumcision made without hand, I'm confused. So we look at the Dabarim. So how do we work? How does this work for us? Hard. How does it work for us? 4 and 12. That's right. Abarim. They call Hebrews. One person, kinsman. Book of Hebrews, they call it. When he talked to us being, we'll go back and pick that up. Abarim 4 and 12. Oh, you got me that 2 and 7, 2 and 8. Again, Colossians, let me see how that worked out. Listen to the book.
For the Dabar of Elohim is quick and powerful,
what else?
And sharper than any two-edged sword.
What does it do?
Piercing even to the dividing asunder
of what?
Of soul and ruach.
So now we're looking at. It's removing something. That's what we're gonna look at when they and amazing piercing to dividing. When if you're gonna circumcise, you're gonna pierce. You have to cut and get through. And you're gonna take something away, so something else can be illuminated. Well, in order for your soul, what they call, what is it? Nafash. Nafash is your word for soul. In order for that to come forward, we look at what did man become?
A living Nafash.
Nafash. Well, in order for him to be illuminated, light up and made clear, something else had to move. Something else had to happen, right? Right? 6 and 1. Who know what I want? 6 and 1. Who? You don't do that, Jen. You don't bend your head down and make it like Hashikasha did it. Yashiyahu. There you go. Chris started rocking. He said, no, he's going to get it right. We tried to get him an umbrella out there. Chris said, man, I moved too fast to get wet. He almost started swimming. He didn't know it. Isn't that right? Other one, you're going to see, pick me up, Matayahu. Yeshayahu is what they're going to call Isaiah. Matayahu. Don't like that. Let's say Yeshayahu, Isaiah 6 and 1. Oh, don't get me Matthew. What I said, 27. $27.47. Let's see. This is Yeshayahu 6 and 1. Listen to the book.
In the year that Malach Uzziah died, I saw Yahuwah sitting upon a throne,
What happened?
high and lifted up,
And what happened?
and his train filled the temple.
Listen.
Above it stood the seraphims, each one had 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly.
Yeah.
And one cried unto another and said, Kadash, Kadash, Kadash is Yahuwah Sabaoth. The whole Arat is full of his kabod.
Yeah.
And the posts of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. Then said I, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am an Ish of unclean lips.
You say undone. He was like he was dead. Like he was dead. And it comes just like he was dead. What else going to happen when you meet him? When you come into contact with him? Isn't that right? There got to be a submitting. That's what we don't have in here. Actually, we got to learn to become to get what we call a reverential awe for his Dabarim, for his presence, for everything that he gives unto us. And we don't have it. There's a lot of stuff we kind of don't think about, or we'll kind of take some restrictions when we hear it for now. But then as soon as you leave, you'll go back to what you've been doing. Like you say, you sat the Benny sat down. What was again? You know that's what you're doing now. You eating and you drinking. And then what else he said they did? And that's what y'all do. And then right then Jacob told you what happened. This when we look into the Safar, this is just like he said, it's a mirror. It's a mirror. That's how you begin to see yourself. When it comes, it starts to identify different behavior, different type of stereotypes that we take on that we not prevalent to it. We think we don't actually have, but when it comes, it really shows I really am the way I didn't think I was. A lot of times we don't. That's what it's here for. It's like a mirror. But then he said, when you behold your natural face, so this is actually how you look, your natural face. This is without your makeup. That's what the Dabar does. Quick and power, sharpen, and cut, divide. It's circumcised. It take away all. That's all it is, a circumcision. Without hands. Circumcision without hands. You heard, that's exactly how it works. But you have to understand with the natural circumcision, because once you remove the foreskin, then you can actually see the head. Y'all all right? That's what we found. That's what they did. They just didn't realize it. When they put them on the tube, they didn't realize what they did. They actually got to see the head. All right, I don't know what the people thinking. I don't know what the people thinking. That's all it is. They're circumcised. They want to move them. They remove something from it so you can actually see what it actually was. Y'all all right? But it take you in order for this to happen, you got to lose something. He said, any Ish will come after me. He got to deny himself. He got to deny himself. And there's certain things that you got to be willing to do. And then you got to be willing to admit where you at. The man said that he was undone. Let me find out what happened. Why did he make a statement like that in the 6th chapter? Because Yeshayahu. What happened? Then
said I, Woe is me, for I am undone.
Why?
Because I am an Ish of unclean lips.
See that? When the Dabar comes, it started to identify what the problem is. Listen.
And I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips.
See that? Listen.
For mine eyes have seen the Malach, Yahuwah Sabaoth.
Yeah.
Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand.
And what happened?
Which he had taken with the tongs from off the altar.
And what did he do?
And he laid it upon my mouth.
And what happened?
And said, Lo, this hath touched thy lips.
And what happened?
And thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged.
See that? See that? That's what we got to do now. When you purge, you get something out of it. That's what we got to do. We got to get these unclean acts and these ideas away from us. This is what hinders a lot of us from being what we got to be. Some of us that take different entities to die. That's what he said he recognized when he saw him. Let's see what happened in the 27th chapter of the book of Matthew. Matthew, chapter 27 and verse 47. Listen to the book.
Some of them that stood there, when they heard that, said, This Ish calleth for Yahoo.
What happened?
And straightway one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with vinegar and put it on a reed and gave him to drink.
Listen.
The rest said, Let us see whether Yahoo will come to save him.
Listen.
Yahusha, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the Ruach.
What happened?
And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom,
Yeah.
and the Arats did quake,
Yeah.
and the rocks rent, and the Kubar were opened, and many bodies of the Kudash which slept arose and came out of the Kubar
When?
after his resurrection,
What happened?
and went into the Kudash city,
And did what?
appeared unto many.
What happened?
Now when the centurion and they that were with him watching Yahusha saw the Arats quake,
Yeah.
and those things that were done,
What happened?
they feared greatly, saying, Aman, this was the Ben of Elohim.
That's what happened. In the year he died, they saw Yahuwah. And he was high and lifted up. You know when you keep Pesach at the beginning of your year, that's when he died. And he was high and lifted up. And they just told you they seen him. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's go back and look at Colossians chapter 2 and verse 7. I told a lot, some of us, it ain't going to get better for us till some things around us die. It's got to get worse before it get better. You got to take these little demigods some of us got. Some of us got these little gods in our heart. We got these little secret things that we keep. Like they say, like keepsakes. People, y'all got them. We got them. We got them. It just takes certain things to come up when the Dabar come along to show them to you. We got secret closet things we keep. We hide and we try to look at though it's not. We do what they call a frame, which is a pretending. We don't want to pretend. That way you got to be real with it. If you're going to be saved, it take more energy to hypocrite than it take to be straight down the middle. It do. I had somebody supposed to let go the end of this week. We talked about it and we met it. So we're going to fire them the end of this week. They come in at 10 o'clock. I fired them at 10:10. I just couldn't sit there in their face and play all that time. I couldn't do that. So it's best I'm going to get you out of here now. I could have done it. That's just too long. Best I said, best you go ahead and go now. Get your stuff and get out of my property. Fire them now. Get out of the way. This way you got to be real. Y'all lie, y'all. Ain't a lot of y'all. Some of y'all that's just that thing you do, and it's just better if you pretend your way through things or fake your way through things because you feel better about yourself. I feel better about myself. I just be straight. I just rather just be straight. If you don't like me, you just don't like me. But I'm going to be straight, though. I ain't going to let you cross me up because I got a hypocrite. I ain't going to be ta. That's what I said. That's what I meant. At the end of the day, it might well just be real. Isn't that right? Listen, just like the Dabar, it quick, it pop, it sharp. It ain't going to get dull for you. It cut in the bone. I swing that thing, it's a two-edged sword. It cut me through. You be sitting here and handling me, got the man, stuck myself. So that's how it works. The Dabar don't hypocrite like we do. It'll stick the person who wielding it. Isn't that right? Hey, when he gave the Israel, he gave him the sword and told him to get it. Told him, he said, tell him a sword is sharp. You know what he told him to take it? He said, smite against your own thigh. Y'all. Don't smite. Said, man, it's just a tick. Cut that joke across his leg. Let him know, man, that thing cut anybody. Said, man, what that thing here could contemn the rod? Ain't that right? If it despise the rod. You know, they said this thing will cut anybody. It don't make no difference. That's why I look unapologetic. Unapologetic. It's the Dabar at the end of the day. You either going to get out the way or get right. Get missing or get right at the end of the day. You know, I don't know what do y'all get out of hypocrite? What y'all got doing one another wrong? I don't get it. What wrong with that doing right? What wrong with that doing right at the end of the day? If other people don't do right, that don't let them go to hell at the end of the day. That's what you just want to do. Y'all hear me? Let me tell you, a lot of stuff people doing here, I tell them, you can't do like other people. I told my wife, but I said, a lot of stuff people do, you can't do like other people. You got to let people do what they're going to do at the end of the day, but you still got to be straight. I know a lot of y'all watch, a lot of y'all withdraw, y'all do stuff. Y'all love work like that. It's kind of phony like that. It can pick up and start off and close back up and do what it do, then come back and then get correct, then it go back somewhere else. Just keep it one way. Just keep it one way at the end of the day. Don't let folk control how you're going to be. Ain't that right? You know what you got to do. You know how you got to live. That's how you got to stay. It don't make no difference nobody else do. Y'all hear me? Like the book said, what his son did not believe. That don't make the faith all of him without no effect. It don't mean he ain't going to do what he going to say. Just hypothetical. I'm just saying, if they don't do right, That ain't got no bearing on Mr. Yahuwah that he ain't going to do right. Or for me, so well, if they ain't going to do right, they ain't going to do right. That's bad that I judge myself and you today, or I use camera, or right. I can't use y'all. At the end of the day, I know what I've been required to do. It's bad. I watch some of y'all here. A lot of y'all do stuff like that. I just watch. I say, I don't know how y'all live like that. I ain't coming nowhere I don't want to come. I ain't gonna act nowhere I don't want to act. That's what I want to do. I ain't gonna do it. And then listen, it's just too much stuff in the world to be done. I'm old. I'm stubborn. I ain't gonna make too many changes. All the time I'm doing gonna have to be right. I'm just too old to be playing. I'm too old to go out here and play around with something and learn something new and it be wrong. I gotta try to fetch my way back. I'm too old. It's too late now. I've been around just a few days enough to realize stuff ain't like it used to be. You won't make it back. There's a lot of stuff now. Yeah, caught me back when I was young. I'll probably try a couple of little something. I'll try a little something. Back when I was young, I'll try something. I'm certain to make it back. Man, you been around, you won't make it back. Still be fool gold to try to bank on your strength, you're gonna make it back. The way you gonna make it back, Mr. Yahuwah gotta be gracious. That man have mercy on whom he will. I ain't gonna go and look and say, man, he gave Al mercy. He got to give me something. Now, I'm not finna use no stuff like that. I'm not finna go, no, he might have it for you. It might not be for me. He might be like, the only mercy I got for you is you to stay where you at. I tell you, if I was you, I wouldn't get it. Let me tell you, it's gonna be some folk out there though, 3, 4, 10 times. I guarantee they ain't going out one time and say, I'm good for one. No. I ain't gonna try it. Man, there's some lakes I won't even eat out of them. It's so pretty, they got a lake they clean up on Mac. I said, man. They said, man, go for it. I said, I won't eat no fish out of them. I said, man, I put too many cars in that lake. I said, I remember around going to eat one of them fish. He still got some gas in his mouth just for me. I said, I won't eat out of it. They be like, man, it look pretty too around now. It just ain't good for me to eat out of it. It's some stuff I just ain't going to go back to. I heard Miko say one time, like he said, man, you drop your ice cream on the ground, it better, don't try to scoop that thing up. You may around and scoop and pull up some of that dirt with it and lie to yourself. So I think I had got some sprinkles on it. Leave that ice cream right there on that ground. I ain't going to pick it up. Go get a new one. I had oxtail plate once. I had a plate. They filled up sometimes so fat. Boy, I started there and said, Scott! I looked, and I said, boy, you scraped out that top. That thing fat. Had to leave it down. I said, it wasn't meant for you. You had to learn some stuff, ain't man. It be hurt you, though. You be like, that thing hurt, though. Say that thing flipping. All you keep thinking, what I could have did different. Had I had 2 hands, how many y'all done that? All you be thinking, if I had 2 hands, it was meant to have them like that. You got to learn some stuff. And you know what? We don't understand why. It be a reason. It be a reason. I'm trying to tell you about things about so many things happen. You say, goodness, why that happened? They'll come and let you know. Let me show you for it. It could have went a whole lot worse than what it did for you. It is. He let stuff happen because we all got to read what we saw. Man, we was on there messing with them bees the other day. But I couldn't get that other foot up fast enough. I stepped down the hole. I was trying to get back up. That thing I knew, I slid in the second. Pulled that skin off my arm. I said, God damn, I was mad with myself. How I have. Then I thought about what, I had a can in my hand. And I fell and that can slid on that ground. That thing could have exploded right in my face. Could have exploded right in my face. You know what they said? Freak accident. That was no freak accident. That was Yahuwah coming to get me. Look at that little bit that happened. I thought about it. I said, I could have bust my whole face up. Anything could have happened. I said, Yahuwah broke something. I said, Mr. Yahuwah just. Yeah, look at it. You got to read what you saw. Or it could be I ain't read what I saw. I'm going to still get you later for something else. I just want you to suffer and see you going to come through if you're going to blame me for it. You be surprised. A lot of us are here. Sometimes stuff happen. It had to happen. I used to be trivial sometimes with it. Big stuff you learn, but little stuff you be like, man, that don't even make sense. Why let something like that happen? You be surprised. You have a little grumbling. I had it before. Anybody been guilty of that? It is. Little thing you don't think about. He look at, man, what I could have let happen to you, you wouldn't even be able to talk. Ain't that right? You talking about that? Listen, you got away clean with that. And you be surprised. Sometimes we'll do good. Man, somebody do better. All they blowed off. I don't complain. Break a nail, they don't went all the way back here. You be thinking, blaming the devil. See, you be surprised. Little stuff sometimes I had you. That's what the Dabar come to do. It got to circumcise it. It ain't quick and pot. See, you got to separate because you know what happened? You talking about soul, that's man, his own essence, himself. The Ruach, that's Yahuwah. That's his light, his Kai gives it. And now you look at, he got to separate sometimes because you'll mess up and you'll get confused and you don't know how to separate. And you'll take more into yourself and you'll understand what you got to have your heart and what you got to rely on. It's got to be on him. That's a lot of ability we do. I try to tell you, let me tell you something. I watch a lot of individuals endeavors and happenings in him. And I try to stop y'all from them because I know you don't see the detriment of them a lot of times. We will never set up for individual vendettas or endeavors. You just think you do. I know a lot of stuff y'all doing. I just let y'all keep going. In your mind, it don't mean you can't be you and there's no individuality, but you don't understand we're a body. If everything in your body had its own endeavor, you'd be surprised what happened. You wouldn't be him. You know how people start walking and still have legs? Individual endeavors. They start listening to the head. Now the why ain't no control. You lost control. They don't take orders anymore. That's what happened. They don't take orders anymore. When stuff start moving, everything else functions, they don't take order. They out of order. They become disorderly. And that's what happened when the body start working, doing its own thing. You'll get people sometimes move, you'll be like, wait, you'll be like, they'll call it muscular difference. What they call that stuff? What they call it? In bottom variant. And you know why it is? And it's sad because it's not doing what the brain's trying to get to do. And you know what? That's what we've been doing. The whole body of Yahuwah is all disorderly. Isn't that right? And honor is just voluntary. It's just not submitting. That's why he told about how we hadn't submitted ourselves to the Sadiq. When I start watching y'all do stuff, you don't realize I watch. I said, there go that movement again. You're not listening. You know what Mushah told them to do to see the salvation? Who's supposed to be moving? So you were moving. You think you saw it? Everybody going to see, got to stand still. That's what he ordered us to do. They were a body. So all this stuff y'all come out, y'all be doing, y'all miss the whole point of what y'all supposed to be doing. And in y'all mind, stuff will look right and it'll seem like, listen, I'm the type of person, it ain't too much I can't do, maneuver to happen. If I look at a lot of time, in order for things to really work, you realize you got to work as a body. You got to work as a team. There ain't so much you can do by yourself. Y'all will see it. It's just so much you can do by yourself. In your mind, it'll seem like it is until something happens. Now I told you, it's amazing. The man brought out 600,000 men. That was men. The children number was separate. They didn't give you the children number. It was 600,000 men he brought out. And he had children. And he had a mixed multitude. Now y'all walking through places that's already established. You know, you out here and these people, these crackers and these rotten niggas that sell out, they've been doing this stuff a long time. A lot of y'all new to this. You too small. You won't make it out here by yourself battling these people. Nobody, when you start watching, I tell y'all all the time, when you watch people like AT&T, who was Marbell, most of you too young, you don't know nothing about no Marbell. They don't know nothing about no Southern Bell, nothing. They don't know about no Marbell. AT&T was separate, then they hooked up together, then they broke up again and split. It was Marbell. You young folk don't know nothing about Marbell, do they? That's what it was, Marbell. Before you heard about that, Southern Bell. All these names y'all come, you talking AT&T, it was Marbell first. They had enough sense to come along and let me tell you what happened. There was MCI, Sprint, all these other people. These people were long distance carriers. You know what happened to all these long distance carriers? And broke off and fell off. A lot of these people fell off. Listen, when these phones first came out, these cellular phones, like y'all kids, y'all don't know nothing about that. Man, it wasn't nobody but two people. It was Southern Bell and Pactel. Those were your only two phone carriers. Southern Bell and Pactel. They had these before you even heard of a Verizon. Lola don't know where Verizon even came from. Then they don't even know what that stuff. It was Pactel out way before these people were. Southern Bell had the whole industry. All the other companies, a lot of people you see what they're doing. Everybody buying out, they realize you can't. You see, this is how dumb y'all are. And y'all don't realize that just like other people, other nations realize, you got to get a correlation if you're going to stand. Listen. Millionaires and billionaires got more sense than y'all. These people consolidate. They realize other billionaires will knock you off. How many of y'all play Monopoly? How many of y'all play? Okay. I'm winning right now. Monopoly. I'm winning. Y'all guys are smaller. What is typically what y'all gonna wind up doing, Simon? So, make deals to knock me off. Let's merge, consolidate together to bring me down. What y'all think these crackers doing out here? That's why none of these black business never make it. Everybody always got their individual vendetta trying to, you ain't gonna make it but so far. Y'all always doing stuff, y'all stay at the lower level of the store, at the lower level of stuff, because you don't be thinking, you don't realize these people will take you out. That's what they do to people. They take them down. It's not hard. It's really not hard. When you sit where they sit at, it's not hard to block you and shut you down. Donald Trump now for one reason, he is set for a vendetta against all these other millionaires and billionaires they got. They're gonna tell these millionaires, they're on the chopping block. Y'all little people, y'all just little fragment that fall off from them. They got people they specifically going after. He got vendetta against a lot of people. That's why he's going out. He's taking them down. A lot of billionaires looking at they sick of it. They going after some people they feel like shouldn't have money. They looking to take them down. You know what I'm saying? You just in the way. You make something, you lose something. Really, we don't even care because you won't make enough to even phase them. You ain't going to get nowhere. If you look like you start to get somewhere, they're going to shut you down. That's how these people work. See, when Yasharal came out Mitzrayim, you ain't going to believe what happened. What happened? Their fame went out. Their fame went out. About a people that was nothing, that was captive and been held captive, that had broke away and had built themselves up. And you were known and were given credit for taking out one of the greatest legions that had ever been established out here, Mitzrayim. So you know what other nations around start looking at? They start preparing themselves for you when you came. Everybody was making preparation to fight you when you came out. Everybody had already heard about you when you came out. Listen, whenever it was a couple of you, people already looking for them. When they sent the two spies, what did the king do? Other place, what did he do? He did what? Look for them. Because he wanted to get them. Rahab told them, we done already heard about y'all. Everybody knows about y'all. They looking for you. They sent people out to get those two men that came to spy out their land. They want to know where did they go when they left here. People watching you, y'all try to do stuff, you don't realize that's a lot bigger than what y'all thinking out here. Man, these people got a system out here. Y'all don't know nothing about no system. These people got a system. Their system is foolproof. You ain't getting through. Every now and then, one little squeeze, ease through there. But listen here, the average you don't, and they keep you down. That's why you have to learn how to formulate, and you got to learn how to calculate. You got to learn to give people to catch something you don't care, see what you don't see, and you see what they don't see, and you work together so you know how to stop these people from taking you down. When he told you to stand fast in the liberty wherein the Mashiach has made you, what was again? And be not what? Again. How did I get in that before? Let me see. Last time I got into it, a famine came. And I wound up having to go to these people and buy stuff from them. Because they were the only people smart enough to put up, to be ready against the famine. I went down to these people for help, and I wound up staying there, becoming indigenized. If he told me to stand fast in the liberty wherein the Mashiach made me free and be not entangled again, what that mean? How did I get in this situation the first time? Huh? Which means I got to watch. That's what he told you. If the good east of the house had known which way the thief would go, he would have did. What he would have did. Yahushua was in Mizraim. When he put him over his house, that's why he was smart. He put him over his house. Because Yahushua could watch. He saw it coming. And he didn't suffer Pharaoh's house to be broken up. It would make sense for me to set a man up and can watch too. Set him that way he want to know. Could we search out such an ish? That's wise, hard, and skilled enough. That can see that this thing coming against us, they can watch for it, that we don't find ourselves in the same degradation. No. Because the people don't want to follow. Y'all all right? So what we got? According to what he told you to stand fast and in the liberty where the Mashiach made you free and be not entangled again with the yoke abundant. What's your survival plan? Be not entangled again with the yoke abundant. What's got you held now? What you trying to get away from? We're still trying to make plans to get away from it, let alone stand in it. That's the type of situation where we're still trying to break away from it. We ain't even to the point of talking about stand fast and keep it. Once you get out of it, you're supposed to stay to that position. You're supposed to hold fast to that which is ta'ud. We're not going to do that all. All right. I know you're killing no time with that. All right, finish this Colossians chapter 2. Colossians chapter 2 at verse 7. Listen to the book.
rooted and built up in him, and established in the faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy
And what else?
and vain deceit,
What happened?
after the tradition of Anashim.
See, that's what they've been doing. People been trying to do it a long time. They tried to come and taught us on the Koski Y'all. They tried to get us about coming out. They had sent one named Malos to try to get us to go back. He sent messages. And he told us that nobody had ever defeated his God. Nobody. No gods had ever beat him. No Elohim never beat him. And he told us that he was going to come and he was going to take us to a place that was similar like where we were. Try to make us afraid. They learned how to even use our own speech against us. People made us afraid. Even with Nakum Yah, the people tried to make the people afraid. People have always worked because fear is the major tactic to keep people or get people to do what you want to do. Why do you think they keep showing y'all so many police killings on blacks? Just a minute, whites dying. They don't show you that. Whites killing whites too now. They ain't gonna show you that. Oh, there's white people getting shot too. Those white people that come out to march against these injustices ain't just about you. They getting shot too. The government ain't got no friend. It's gonna be rich and poor. These crackers that actually thinking these people care something about them, they don't care nothing about no poor cracker. A poor cracker in the same position as a nigga. In the same, crackers don't care nothing about when they get down to the real nitty gritty. Rich crackers are gonna take care of rich crackers. And what they're gonna do to make sure they're gonna have a major supply, they're gonna try to push a lot of people out of the market. Listen, they love for these people to put their money hoping to stock market. They keep doing them like this. They keep flopping and pulling up. By the time your money ever pull back up, it'll be over with. They got enough stuff out here to keep you from making money. Because most people make it, you keep giving it them to make it for you. You got to take your stuff out of their hands. I'm just being honest, you got to get back control to seize. You got to seize authority of your own goods. You can't trust these crackers. With your rent, when they told you can get it at 59 and a half, I got to wait on a cracker tell me I got to get 59 and a half. What if I needed 52? What if I need that 36? There's a penny, then another penny. And they can't be touched. You wouldn't let a cracker set you up like that? These crackers touching their money all the time. So if I can keep it, I can control that long, I can take it. All right, y'all will see it. Go ask those people in Greece. They had their money in those machines. Go ask them what happened they had their money in them vaults. When they shut them down and told them they let them get back $200 a day. That's max. That's only till the machine run out. So you get that the machine run out, you don't even get your $200 a day. Can you imagine you got a few 100,000 millions in there and the machine shut down? The whole economy shut down, is wrecked, and you only get $200 a day out? And you a millionaire? You just like the regular people in that line at that point. They're going to wipe them out too. Ain't going to be but two classes. You got a middle class, and they're going to wipe that class out. It's just going to be rich and poor. Yahuwah told you there wasn't never no middle class. He told you the rich should give no more than the poor should give no less. What no middle? He ain't about no middle class. That's their illusion. You poor nigga. I don't care what you got. You ain't one of them. You a poor nigga. I don't care where you live. You a poor nigga. You don't put up numbers like these crackers. That's why I try to tell you I make a legion. If you're going to be smart, if you're going to get ahead of these people, you got to make a legion to get ahead of these people. But I ain't going to talk about that. Y'all just keep thinking what you're doing. We made a legion. How you think we came out with mixed multitude? You can't do it by yourself. Don't worry about it. Come on, finish this up.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of Anashim and after the rudiments of the Arats, and not after Mashiach.
Tell me why.
For in him dwelleth all the fullness of the Elohim bodily, and ye are complete in him, which is the head of all principality and power.
Yeah.
In whom also ye are circumcised with the circumcision made without hands.
See that? He said about whom also you are circumcised.
Ye are circumcised with the circumcision made without hands.
Well, one reason we kind of look at, we found one familiarity with that. We talk about him circumcising because, you know, amazingly, Yahushua circumcised after we had come out after the death of Mushah. The people hadn't been circumcised for a long time. On his hand, he wound up circumcising the congregation. Amazing you talking about the Mashiach, because he would have been the anointed one too. 27, 15. Who know what I want? But they call numbers. But let's see how they work out. Let's see. But Bar. 27:15. But Dabar means in the wilderness. This is 27:15. See if that's Yahusha 4:1. They call it Joshua. Oh no, let me see the other one I want. Listen to the book.
And it came to pass, when all the people were clean, passed over Jordan, that Yahuwah spake unto Yahusha, saying, Take you 12 anashim out of the people, out of every tribe and ish, and command ye them, saying, Take you hence out of the midst of Jordan, out of the place where the Kohanim feet stood firm, 12 stones, and ye shall carry them over with you, and leave them in the lodging place where ye shall lodge this night. Then Yahusha called the 12 anashim, whom he had prepared of the Bnei of Yasharal, out of every tribe and ish. And Yahusha said unto them, Pass over before the ark of Yahuwah your Elohim in the midst of Jordan, and take you up every ish of you a stone upon his shoulder, according unto the number of the tribes of the Bnei of Yasharal.
Hold on. And that's the 4th chapter.
Chapter 4.
I want 27:15. But Dabar. See if it was the 5th chapter. Should have showed him circumcising. Is it the 5th chapter I want? Yahusha?
Yes.
5:1. All right. Hold that for me. But mark by 27:15. This is Dabar. They call Numbers. 27:15. Oh, we got me Yahusha. They call Joshua. 5:1. Listen to the book.
And Mushah spake unto Yahuwah, saying, Let Yahuwah, the Elohim of the Ruach of all flesh,
Do what?
set a ish over the congregation,
What happened?
which may go out before them,
And which may do what?
go in before them,
Which may do what?
lead them out,
And
which may bring them in,
for what reason?
that the congregation of Yahuwah,
Be not as what?
sheep which have no ra'ah.
Well, listen.
And Yahuwah said unto Mushah,
What did he tell her?
Take thee Yahusha, the Ben of Nun,
Listen.
a ish in whom is the Ruach, and lay thine hand upon him.
And do what?
Set him before Eleazar the Kohan,
Yeah.
and before all the congregation,
And do what?
give him a charge in their sight.
And do what?
Thou shalt put some of thine honor upon him,
Yeah.
that all the congregation of the Bnei of Yasharal may be obedient.
See that? He was the Mashiach at that point. He put something in honor upon him. At the 5th chapter book of Yahusha. They called Joshua 5:1. Listen to the book.
And it came to pass, when all the Malachim of the Amorites, which were on the side of Jordan westward, and all the Malachim of the Canaanites, which were by the sea, heard that Yahuwah had dried up the waters of Jordan from before the Bnei of Yasharal, until we were passed over, that their heart melted, neither was there Ruach in them any more because of the Bnei of Yasharal.
Yeah.
At that time Yahuwah said unto Yahusha, Make these sharp knives, and circumcise again the Bnei of Yasharal the 2nd time.
Yeah.
And Yahusha made him sharp knives, and circumcised the Bnei of Yasharal at the heel of the foreskins.
Yeah.
And this is the cause why Yahusha did circumcise.
Yeah.
All the people that came out of Mitzrayim, that were males, even all the Anashim of war, died in the wilderness by the way,
Yeah.
after they came out of Mitzrayim.
What happened?
Now all the people that came out were circumcised, but all the people that were born in the wilderness by the way, as they came forth out of Mitzrayim, them they had not circumcised.
What happened?
For the Bnei of Yasharal walked 40 years in the wilderness, till all the people that were Anashim of war, which came out of Mitzrayim, were consumed,
See that? Listen.
because they obeyed not the voice of Yahuwah, unto whom Yahuwah sware that he would not shew them the land, which Yahuwah sware unto their fathers that he would give us, a land that floweth with milk and honey.
Yeah.
And their Bnei, whom he raised up in their stead, them Yahusha circumcised.
See that? That's good. That's good. Let's look at that 2nd chapter again in the book of Colossians. 2 and 7 again. Listen to the book.
rooted and built up in him, and established in the Amunah, as ye have been taught.
As you have been taught. These people were told something. These people had been taught something. They had been instructed. Listen.
Abounding therein with thanksgiving. Beware, lest any each spoil you through philosophy
and what else?
Vain deceit.
People always try to come up. People try to get them to rise up against leadership. Right among them. They had people that made the people feel. And that's when he swore they weren't going to enter into the land that he swore unto them. See, people wind up spoiling them. Spoil also is plundering. People will plunder you. People will make you give up your salvation. You ain't going to believe how you do it involuntarily. They'll make you involuntarily give up your reward, give up your status. That's what people did. They had people trying to tell them about the whole congregation being just the Kodash's Mushawa. They had people when they were going to go out to take the land and told them we'd be a grasshopper. Told them we'd be not able to do it. There were always people uprising among them. In the book talk about James and them that withstood Mushah. They said they shall proceed no further. There were always some of the people sat around and people did among them that caused the people to lose their reward in an involuntary manner. Listen.
After the tradition of Anashim.
See that? It's always been somebody uprising. It's always been somebody uprising. It's always happened. It's never nothing new. When it came down to Cuff and the rest of the apostles, when they were being questioned, when Gamaliel got to come, when he got the council to sit and to listen to him, he started rehearsing over them about uprisings and people following them and all of them being dispersed. That's what he told you, beware lest any man spoil you. What other spoil you think? He's talking about plunder you. They'll take your goods. They'll take your riches from you. When Yasharal came out of Mitzrayim, you know they had riches. They did. Only way you understood it, you had to know about the silver and the gold. That later got took from them, didn't it? Because you know what? They gave it up in an involuntary manner. Involuntary movement, they wound up giving it up. He gave it to them because that's what you know for riches. What else when we start talking about the riches and the Kabul or Alahim, the only way you understand it is by the carnal way. When they came out of Mizraim, the people had gold. You know about gold being valuable, don't you? A lot of gold. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of precious things. One day he started talking about the riches and talk about the riches of Yahuwah. So you got something you can compare. Y'all got it? Well, what wound up happening later is when Kazak Yah even came along and he went and he showed the pig, he showed the men that came from Babylon, he showed them his house and all the goods. When Yeshayahu came to ask him who it was, he told him these men came. He said he showed them everything he had. He said they were going to take it. See, he wound up giving up in an involuntary manner. Who know what he did, the reason that happened? Well, no, what wound up happening, his heart got lifted up. That's what happened. See, one writer just tell you about him being risen up and after he was healed and people sent him presents, he brought him in. No, the book said he didn't render again. You know how many times we've asked Yahuwah to do, how much been guilty of asking him to do something for us and we weren't going to transgress or we weren't going to do certain things and we did it anyway. We could tell him. So you know what wound up happening? You wound up giving up in an involuntary manner. So he spoiled us. You took the philosophy and vain deceit out of the tradition of men. That's what they always do. After the elementary principle, and you didn't do it after the Mashiach. Okay. All right. I don't know what we're trying to do now. Depending on where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do. Come on, finish it up.
After the rudiments of the Arats, and not after Mashiach.
Listen.
For in him dwelleth all the fullness of Elohim bodily.
That's it. He that has seen me has seen the Abba. Listen.
And ye are complete in him, which is the head of all principality and power.
So I don't know why we submitting these others' authority when he say he over all of them. Everything got to submit to him. That's why he try to look at our fear for these things. It doesn't make sense. All he was upset when he saw the people fear. Why would you fear these people when you should fear? He over all of them. None of these people have position or authority unless he give it to them. He got to okay the authority. As bad and worse as any of these rulers you got out here, they can't get in position unless he let them. That's the only way he can get the position. So since he control that, what else can he control? He can control the heart that you get a softer ruler. Or he can take the heart or cause the heart to stop and you don't have no ruler. Like he told Yasharal after the Malacca Yasharal when he told the congregation for everybody to return back to their house, because these have no Adonai. He told everybody to return to their house in Shalom. You know he can do that again. We can go back to our house in Shalom. We don't have no master. He can make that happen. All he got to do is put a lying spirit in his mouth. All of his counselors sit around and tell him lies. That's what he got them for. He got people he sit down in the room with, and these people getting recommendations for course of behavior. They won't call them counselor. They used to be called a counsel. They don't call them that now. They're advisors. Secretary of State or Secretary of Defense. Homeland Security advisor. They call them that. They never counselors. That's what the Romans had. The Romans and Greek, they had counselors. Ain't that right? They had the council. Y'all got it? The boys that came together, they call them the Senate now. And the Congress. This stuff ain't new. All they keep doing is change their name and make you think they made up something new. It's the same old John, just like today. The hustle ain't nothing but the bus stop, baby. The hustle and the bus stop, the same thing. Then they run right to the electric slide. Yeah, when they electric slide, you mean do the hustle? They only, how many of y'all remember the hustle? That was the hottest thing out. Before you heard the electric slide, it was the hustle. Had a song, do the hustle. That thing break, I tell you, do the hustle. Ain't that right? Yeah, the hustle. Niggas think they done made up something now. They get so, man, they get that little nigga dance and get it taken out there, they doing something. You ain't doing nothing but the hustle, nigga. White folk change the name on nigga think he done made up something. Listen to the book.
In whom also ye are circumcised.
In whom you what?
Also ye are circumcised.
How?
With the circumcision made without hands.
So when Yahusha did it, he told her to take him a sharp knife, didn't he? Probably like the Dabar. Because it's pretty. You know how sharp a knife got to be in order to make that kind of cut? Incision. Do you know how sharp the word got to be in order to make that kind of seed to get through us, to try to cut a rock? Anybody try to cut a rock before? That's how sharp the Dabar is. Cut a rock. Cut a rock. Huh? Who is a rock? Save our Yahuwah. Ain't that right? Well, how are they able to pierce him through? The Dabar did it. The Dabar did it. It had to be able to show us it can cut through a rock. Think about how hard you are. Man, you know how hard-hearted a lot of y'all are. Y'all hard-hearted in your marriage, you're hard-hearted in business, you're hard-hearted just to be a sinner. So you got to get something to get through. You know, say him man told that man was a stone. The book told you in the 4th chapter of the book of Acts of the Apostles that this is the stone. How you cut a stone? Anybody tried to cut a stone before? You can do it with the Dabar. Y'all all right? Gotta get something to pierce through. So now he just told you in whom what happened now?
Also,
we are what?
Circumcised.
With what?
The circumcision.
Did what?
Made without hands.
Well, how was this done?
In putting off the body of the sins of the flesh by the circumcision of Mashiach.
Of the who?
By the circumcision of Mashiach.
That's going to put us right back to Yahusha. He was the Mashiach. He told to take it and give him a charge in front of all of the congregation and bestow some of your honor. Anoint him. Anoint him in front of all the people and give him some of your honor upon him. And that same man who had this honor upon him, he came along and circumcised the people after they came out of Mizraim. How about y'all? Did y'all come out of Mizraim? So when did you get circumcised? Because this was the cause. This was the cause. This is why we look so elated. And this is why we take on, it should be at the book say, as goals to this should incite us. But the mere fact, this is the circumcision he set for the people that didn't come out of Mizraim. They had the other people died in the wilderness. Y'all all right? Well, now he's talking, here go your circumcision. After all of the men of war, after the people that didn't obey, he set up a circumcision for you now. Not made with hands. By the Mashiach, by the anointed one. Hold on, what you got? Let's see, at the 18th chapter. All our Dabarim, Deuteronomy 18:18. I need more time, but that's unfortunate. Your Ukanon, they call John. 5:39. Let's see what happened. All aha dabarim, they call Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 18. Other one got me Ukanan, that they call St. John, chapter 5, verse 39. Listen to the book.
I will raise them up, and I be from among their Akim, like unto thee, and I will put my Dabarim in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my Dabarim, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him.
You hear that? That's the same thing what happened with Mushah. That's the same thing that happened with Mushah. You didn't hear what Mushah said, you were in trouble. You was in trouble, you know that? So he had to raise up somebody just like him. What happened when you ain't hearkening to what Mushah said? Something had to happen to you. Mushah give you order, he give you the commandment, you didn't take it. Something had to happen to you. So he said, I got to raise up somebody just like him. So he going to raise up somebody just like unto you. So these people got to see Yahushua. They got to see a similitude in their day of a man sitting here and watching this man having the same honor as Mushah. This is why the people, it was stupid for the people to sit around and argue about they was Mushah Mathidis. If you were Mathidis, if you were his Mathidis, then you should hear what I'm telling you. The man already gave reference to the man here and telling you, I'm going to raise you up one. Just like him. He said, the man going to be just like me. And it's going to be that whosoever don't hear this man, he going to require it of you. You're going to be you're going to be smitten off the face of the rocks. If you don't hear this man, he going to be just like me. You know what happened when the people murmured against him? At one time they stood up against Mushah. He opened up the rocks and swallowed them. He opened it up and let it swallow them. So when he would have told them this ain't something our people would have been accustomed to. He's going to take you out of here if you don't hear this man. At 5:39. Listen to the book. Other one we'll get back to that. Then I'm going to try to jump on in and get that 5 again, 5 and 1. Listen to the book. That 5 and 1 Galatians. Listen to the book.
Search the scriptures.
Why?
For in them you think you have eternal Kai.
Tell me what they're talking about.
And they are they which testify of me.
See that? That's why we had to go back and read it. He said they're talking about me. But what happened?
And ye will not come to me that you might have Kai.
Now he said, now you will not come unto me that you might have Kai. What did we start out on? What did we start off on? Or yeah, what did it tell her? He said unto them all, if any each will come after me, let him do what? And do what? Take up his tube. How? And do what? Look at 5:39 again. Listen to the book.
Search the scriptures.
Why?
For in them you think ye have eternal Kai.
Yeah.
And they are they
which do what?
Testify of me.
So what's the problem?
And ye will not come to me that you might have Kai.
So why won't I come to him? I don't want to deny myself. See how you can pick that up? I don't know what's wrong with these people. I don't know what's wrong with them. You don't know what's wrong with people that don't come. I don't know. I got to pray about that one. I got to pray about that one. When he said, if any east will come after me, he got to deny himself. Then he just said, you won't come. Why? Why won't I come? I don't want to deny myself. I don't want to deny myself. Listen.
I receive not honor from Anashim.
What do you know?
You.
I see that. I know you. Tell them why.
That ye have not the love of Elohim in you.
Tell them why, son.
I am come in my Abba name.
And what happened?
And ye receive me not.
Why?
If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive.
Listen.
How can you believe which receive honor one of another?
And do what?
Seek not the honor that cometh from Elohim only.
That's one we need to be seeking. We look at Abraham, Yaakov, who they gave their own honor to themselves. We got that. We know he gave honor to these men. We know that's why he wouldn't kill them all off at one time. He said, I need you to plant seed, then I'll kill you. I made an oath to these men. To their seed, I'm going to grant it to them. Can you understand? He kept those people around till they could plant seed. Then he killed those trees. All right. Listen.
Do not think that I will accuse you to the Abba.
Tell them what happened, son.
There is one that accuseth you,
Even
Musha,
tell them why, son.
in whom you trust.
Tell them why.
For had ye believed Musha,
See that? Had you believed Musha,
ye would have believed me.
had you believed who?
Musha,
What you would have believed?
ye would have believed me.
Tell them why, son.
For he wrote of me.
At 5:1. Galatians. Galatians 5:1. Then I'll get back to that 2 and 7. Listen to the book.
Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Mashiach hath made us free.
And do what?
And be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage.
Listen what he told you.
Behold, I shall say unto you
That what?
that if ye be circumcised,
If you be what?
circumcised,
Tell me what happened.
Mashiach shall profit you nothing.
At 5:1 of the book of Yahusha and 2 and 7 of the book of Colossians. 5:1. Yahusha. We've been there. Shaul made a statement. Let's see what happened. This is Yahusha. They call Joshua. 5:1. Listen to the book. This is why people don't like Shaul. This is why folk don't like him. You know what I mean? I ain't got no problem with him, Chris. I ain't got no problem with him because I ain't wrestling. Listen to what he told you.
And it came to pass,
What happened?
when all the Malachim of the Amorites, which were on the side of Jordan westward, and all the Malachim of the Canaanites, which were by the sea, heard that Yahuwah had dried up the Mayim of Jordan from before the Beni of Yasharal until we were passed over, that their heart melted, neither was there Ruach in them any more because of the Beni of Yasharal.
Listen.
At that time Yahuwah said unto Yahusha, make thee sharp knives, and circumcise again the Beni of Yasharal the second time.
What that mean? The first one wasn't no good. First one wasn't no good. So we know Yahusha had the second Adam. What that mean for the first one? First one wasn't good enough. That's the only reason it's going to make sense. Why would we know him as the second Adam? So why would there be a second circumcision if the first one was good? You just told me to circumcise again? Did that make sense? The first one should have been good enough. We just told you to do it again? Let's see what happened.
And Yahusha made him sharp knives and circumcised the Beni of Yasharal at the hill of the foreskins.
I'm confused. What happened, Dabar?
And this is the cause why Yahusha did circumcise
This is the reason why. Tell them why.
all the that came out of Mizraim that were males, even all the Anashim of war, died in Bamidbar by the way after they came out of Mizraim.
Why?
Now all the that came out were circumcised.
They were what?
Circumcised.
They were Adam. Adam was circumcised. He cut his skin back. What happened, Dabar?
But all the that were born in Bamidbar by the way as they came forth out of Mizraim, them they had not circumcised.
Yeah.
For the Beni of Yasharal walked 40 years in Bamidbar till all the that were Anashim of war, which came out of Mizraim, were consumed, because they obeyed not the voice of Yahuwah, unto whom Yahuwah sware that he would not shew them the Beth, which Yahuwah sware unto their Abba that he would give us a Beth that floweth with milk and Dabash.
So I'm seeing some people that were circumcised and still didn't get it. He even let you know why they had to be circumcised again. Because the people that were circumcised the first time didn't get in. This was the reason why he said I had to circumcise them again. After those people had died off, So when Shaul came again and told you to stand fast in the liberty where the Mashiach has made you free and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage, I, Shaul, testify that if any each be circumcised, the Mashiach shall profit you nothing. Makes sense now? Because you just saw what circumcision, what it did for him. He just showed you what circumcision did if your heart not right. And you got these groups out here still teaching circumcision. We teach circumcision, but we teach the one not made with hands. So when he told Yahusha to circumcise the people the second time, he wasn't talking to the literal man, not that you knew, but it was an allegory. So the Ishi sat down here, and guess what? He sent him down to circumcise them after the death of all the other people that didn't obey. That he would grant unto us the land that he swore to our Abbas. That's what we're looking at. So when you look at Colossians, just looking at what he said, they were reading it, just come to mind and say, is this literally just something we went through? Do you see how much is actually being said in that second chapter? Because you got people that's going to go along, they're going to try to tell you, but if you ain't circumcised, brother, you know you ain't saved, brother. We're supposed to be circumcised. That's the Torah, the law. But then Shaul come along and told you if you be circumcised, say Mashiach shall profit you nothing. Because he done showed you the proof and the validity behind their circumcision. Circumcision don't make you obey. Circumcision was a token for their obedience. That's why we still have it. Because if you obey, the Mashiach going to circumcise you. That's going to be your token. See, for a minute they have put on the Mashiach, we had to take something off first. That's the token of your circumcision. That's your token. That's your evidence. But you know what you're doing? You still running around trying to take a knife and trying to scar yourself up. Or trying to prove somebody you got something. They used a sharp stone when Abraham did it. Huh? But that's what they knew. In order for them to take on the promise, for them take on being connected to the covenant, that's what they had to do. But see, if your heart not right, the book taught us in the second chapter of the book of Rome, in the second chapter of Romans, your circumcision counted as uncircumcision. So you can remove the foreskin and still be uncircumcised. At Romans, the second chapter. They be trying to teach this, they don't know what they're doing. It be a lot, but they don't know what they're doing. It'll just seem like you're right. That's what he told you, it was the way it seemed right. I got book, because you know they'll tell you, child, see, Paul wasn't no real Jew. You're right, he was a Yehudi. Shaul had more sense than all these people. The mere fact that he had the skill level to pick up that the man said again. When we found again, he was established because the first one, when he told Nuach them to be fruitful in what? He told them replenish, which means to do what? Put back, because he was told that the first time. So mean what happened? The first one wasn't right. Don't make sense. If they were doing what they're supposed to do, there wouldn't have been no need for the side. The book said finding fault with them, wouldn't have been no need for the second one. But he found fault with them. Wouldn't make no sense for a second circumcision to come and he didn't find fault with them. He told you this would, you know, like these people, see, the Lord work in mysterious ways. He could do that well. You know, he could do that, Danny. He can't do nothing outside of his word. That's the problem we got with people. That's the only thing we got to hold him to. Once he get outside his Dabar, we ain't got nothing. Once we get outside of the Dabar, we ain't got nothing. The covenant don't even exist when he get outside. That's the only thing we can hold him to, but that's why the book told us to stand fast. You can't hold him then if you ain't standing. But unlike us, he won't move. He don't waver. Y'all got it? It don't dissipate. Listen to the book.
Verse 23.
2 and make it 2 and 22, Romans. Listen.
Thou that sayest an east should not commit adultery, dost thou commit adultery?
See that? That's what he said. Listen.
Thou that abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege?
See that? Do you do a violation of anything? Listen.
Thou that makest thy boast of the law,
what happened?
Through breaking the law, dishonors thou Elohim?
See that? He said you make your boast of the Torah and you sit around and you break it and you dishonor Elohim. Listen.
For the name of Elohim is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written, for circumcision verily verily it profiteth.
So this show, he said it did true. He said it did profit. I wouldn't sit here and tell you it'd be a lot. It did profit. It was a token. That was your sign of your obedience. Listen.
If thou keep the law.
See that? That's where the profit at. If. You hear that stipulation? If. Otherwise, you just cutting meat, man. You a butcher. Otherwise, you just a butcher. Man, I be certain. Hey, butcher. He did tell you profit if you keep the law. The Torah. Listen.
But if thou be a breaker of the law,
what happened?
Thy circumcision is made uncircumcision.
So I just wasted all that time. All that pain I went through. All the agony I've gone through with it. He said, man, it's in vain. Just like, you know what? Just like being born again. For you to taste and fall away. For you to taste and fall away. Seeing you can't be renewed again. You just wasted time. You just wasted time. That's just as much pain and suffering here for a natural circumcision. But y'all don't lay that to heart, though, do you? You're going to pay for it, though. Listen what he told you.
Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the sadiq of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision.
So if I obey the law and I've never been circumcised, everything that he done gave me with all the rights and rituals to the commandments and statutes, you going to hold me to not having a natural circumcision when my heart had definitely had to be circumcised in order for me to do it? He said, shouldn't that be counted for circumcision? Shouldn't that count for the same as circumcision? You were circumcised he gave you that day based upon you being obedient. That's why he gave it to Abraham, right? So was he obedient with the circumcision or before the circumcision? Okay, so if I obey and don't be circumcised, I shouldn't be counted with Abraham. How did he get counted to be given circumcision? So if I be obedient and don't be circumcised, I don't get counted the same. It's only right. It's only right. That was just a token, and the other people that got it coming behind them later, they got it and didn't even keep it. Now, shouldn't mine be counted? If I keep it, if I don't alter a defect in it, or no defect, should mine be counted circumcision, my obedience? That's why he told me to stand fast in the liberty where he made me free. And don't even be entangled again with the yoke of bondage. You know what are they going to look at? When Abraham went to the Malak of Gerar, the king of Gerar. When he asked Elohim, will he stray, what again he was going to try to kill? Slay, what was it? A circumcised nation. I said a circumcised nation. But you didn't hear them talk, because he gave Abraham the covenant of circumcision. Yet the Malak of Gerar told him that they were a righteous nation, a Sadiq nation. I said it was a circumcised nation. And you know what Yahuwah told her? I also kept you from sinning, because you don't sin, which means that they were circumcised. This non-circumcision in the flesh ain't new people. It's not new people. Hey, people act like something just jumped on the scene. Why do you think he let you learn about a Sadiq nation and never told they were circumcised? You were never caught between the adjustment of him being circumcised and then he was already obedient first, unless Shaul had showed it to you. And Daniel said, I'm going to show you what noted in the scripture true. You would have never caught it. Yet there was a Sadiq nation, a circumcised nation. Come on, finish this up. The second chapter of the book of Romans, so I can finish this second chapter of the book of Colossians. Oh, you get out of here. Come on.
And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and circumcision does transgress the law?
Yeah.
For he is not a Yehudi, which is one outwardly.
But what?
Neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh.
So let me ask you a question. You say he is not a what now? Yehudi, that is what?
Which is one outwardly.
So you know what's amazing with Abraham's speech about the king Gerar? I thought surely to feel Elohim one in this place. Because what was he looking at? Outwardly. So this going to be new in what he just told us? Abraham told her he thought surely because I was going with what I saw. I just knew y'all weren't saved. I just knew y'all weren't people that would do right. So he told you that he that is a Yehudi is not one outwardly. Don't you know those people be counting Yehudi if they doing what's right? Come on, folks. Come on, what are we going to do with Cornelius? Wasn't that fed Elohim and Palau always? And evidently about the 9th hour, here comes Malak come down and told that his Palau that went up before Yahuwah for, Zakarum, for a memorial. Now send men to Joppa for one Simon, who's lodged by one Simon by the seashore, whose surname is Kaf. We'll tell you what y'all to do. And he came and told them, out of him with no respect to person. But out of what was again? Him that do what? Feared Elohim. And worketh Sadiq. Is accepted with him. Is circumcised with him. Is circumcised with him. That's what accepted, circumcision. It's always been about circumcision. It's always been about cutting away. Even Yahushua told y'all when they told you about the tree, he told you he was the true vine. Every branch in him that bears not fruit, what did he do to it? He take it away. And everyone that bears fruit, what? He gonna prune it. He gonna cut it. Circumcision. It's always been circumcision. What are people thinking about? It's always been circumcision. Circumcision not new. Y'all all right? It's always been about it. He said if he cut it, it's gonna grow more fruit. All right. I don't know. All right. Where we at? We still at 2nd chapter? Or we done?
Still in the 2nd chapter.
What is it telling? What verse? What? 24?
28.
28. Mm-hmm.
Neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh.
See that? So he telling us again. You know why you hear that? Because your law. You got to hear it 2 times. He told her that it wasn't a circumcision of the flesh. But what happened?
But he is Yehudi, which is one inwardly.
See that? Inwardly. And what happened?
And circumcision is that of the heart.
And what happened?
In the ruach, and not in the letter.
Listen.
Whose praise is not of Anashim.
But what?
But of Elohim.
And that's what Yahuwah tried to tell you. Yahuwah tried to tell you the same thing in the 5th chapter book of Yuchanan. Why you try to get honor from them that receive it one of another, and you don't get it from Yahuwah only. He tried to tell you the same thing. You try to go around and do this so you can boast in your circumcision. People did that before. They boasted showing their circumcision. But show it in your lifestyle. He told you to let your, what was again? Your circumcision so sign. So that he shall see it. You can't walk around with your penis out there inappropriate. But you know what you can do? You can let your light shine. You can show your circumcision. That's just going to be inappropriate. Huh? We know about appropriate, right? From the garden. When they made it, what happened? That's not appropriate. Isn't that right? Like we seen that well today? It got clothes for well. And that Beluga well, he got clothes. Every one of them, every animal got clothes. They give them skin. Then we make coats of skin. You don't put that. People do that. People, whatever they like putting animal in human clothes, is filthy. It's unbecoming. You don't put no wild beast, no vagabond in these clothes, man. You don't do that. Isn't that right? That's bad. All right, come on, finish that 2nd chapter of the book of Colossians again. We'll finish this up. Colossians 2 and 7. I'll try to get y'all out of here. Maybe who will win and we'll talk a little more in depth because it's kind of going some good places. This is Colossians 2 and 7, so I can get y'all out of here and get ready to get their money. Listen.
Rooted and built up in him.
See that? Rooted and built up in him.
And established in the Amunah.
Yeah.
As ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving.
What's that?
Beware.
Tudah. Thanksgiving. Listen.
Beware lest any ish spoil you through philosophy.
See that? And what else?
Vain deceit.
After what?
The tradition of Anashim.
Uh-huh.
After the rudiments of the Arats.
And what happened?
And not after Mashiach.
What happened?
For in him dwelleth all the fullness of the Elohim bodily.
Yes.
And ye are complete in him, which is the head of all principality and power.
The book says you are complete in him. If you complete something, what that means? That's what he told us on the 2. He says finished. So we know it's complete. He said finished. After that, he put it down. Like you get through that, said when you get through with your test, put your pencil down. That's what he did. He put it down. He was done. And he had fulfilled all of the law. That's what he did to Torah. He put it in. He said it's finished. They complete now. Listen.
In whom also ye are circumcised.
See, now that makes sense. And whom that makes sense? Because Yahushua circumcised the people after they had come out of Mizraim, right? The people that were born after they were in the wilderness. But doesn't that make sense now? That makes sense because did we come out of Mizraim? Were we in the wilderness? It made sense after that. After the people that got taken in, he said, you know what? I'm going to circumcise the people that come out after them. I'm going to let Yahushua do it. Y'all all right? All right, listen.
In whom also ye are circumcised with the circumcision made without hands.
See that? With the Dabar. Quick and powerful. That makes sense. Sharper. Because that's what he told him. Take him 2 knives. Because you're going to have to circumcise all these people. All right. On the day of Ukar Shabul. Now when they heard this, see that? Circumcision. He circumcised them. And you know what they said? Ish, well, Anashim, and who? And Aki. You know what's amazing about that? Yahushua circumcised all the men. They want to know about the men, Anus, which is men, and Aki. What shall we do? We got to be circumcised. Then you know he told them, repent and be immersed, every one of you. That's what they had to do. They had to circumcise them. All right, come on, finish.
In putting off the body of the sins of the flesh by the circumcision of Mashiach.
See now? That's how you're going to do it. Through the Dabarim, it allows us to identify our wrong acts and action, and that's how we learn to get away from it. That's a form of your circumcision. Once you hear and you learn, like we heard, how can we that are dead too live?
Any longer there?
We were dead in Mizraim. How are we going to go back? He killed them to us. He destroyed it. How are we going to go back? That's what's got to happen. You're going to have to become dead. You can't go back to it. You can't allow it to come back and cohabitate with you. That's what we're trying to do. So you got to put off. Take off that old body, that old mind, those old ways. You got to take them off. That's your circumcision. And this is a circumcision that every one of us can get. Ish or Anashim. Any of us can get it. Every one of us can be circumcised by the Mashiach with the Dabar, and it's clean. All right? All right, listen.
Buried with him and immersed, wherein also ye are risen with him through the amunah of the operation of Elohim, who hath raised him from the dead.
Yeah.
And you.
So you know what we learned? When they went through the waters, through the Ma'im, they came out. What did they leave? Who? The who? What did they do when they came through? When they came through the Ma'im, what did they leave behind? Who? They left dead bodies. They left dead bodies in that water. They left all Mizraim. They left everybody from Mizraim that came out after them. They left them in the water. That's the same formula that you're supposed to use when you be immersed. That stuff's supposed to stay down there. That's supposed to stay by now. You're supposed to be on, and old people resurrected to a new way. That old way was dead to them. Pharaoh and his army and his Sabut, they all died in the Red Sea. So the thing that rule over you, that caused you to go contrary to the Dabar, supposed to be buried. That's the same formula for you being immersed. They came out, but they left the dead works behind. Those dead works were left behind, but you go in, you get out, because it's like swimming. It's like playing. I know my grandmama, they had got baptized. So that's why you did it. No, when they went through, they all passed through. They all passed through. They were immersed, and they left some behind. You never looked at it that way, huh? Finish this up.
And you, being dead in your sins.
See that? You were dead. Because you didn't have any control. You know, a dead person don't have no control of their action. You die, you know what? You'll release your bowels. And piss, and sometimes you'll fart. Like people say, oh, somebody something dead. A dead person does that. They have no control. They have absolutely no control of their bodily function. Absolutely not. Over none of that, they don't have any control. And that's how you are. He said you were dead in your sins. That's how he looks at you. You're dead in your sin. I don't have a part with you. You know how you learned about that? Through the marriage. For the woman that hath a husband, to her husband, but she is loose, so then if, while her husband liveth, she be married to another, she be called an adulterer. But if the husband is dead, she is loose from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though her husband is dead. He said, now, you've also become dead, which meaning you've been committing adultery. You've been committing adultery. So in order to get you out of this situation, make this a lawful act with Yahuwah, you got to die. That's the only way to make it lawful. That's the only way to make it. You've been an adulterer. A lot of y'all still living in adultery. And you know what they're going to do with adultery? You going to hell. Sheol, Gehenna, Ben Hanam, Ben Haran, whatever you want to call it. You going because you commit adultery. That's how important it is for you to come. That's why he told you that you were dead with, buried with him in baptism. Well, immersed, dead. That's the way you can get in this. Otherwise, it's adultery. He told you that no ish can serve. Ain't no woman can have no two husbands. That's adultery. He didn't know told you about a man having two wives because he'd have tied himself up. That wouldn't make sense. He told you the woman couldn't have two husbands. He'd have told you that because the husband rules. You can't obey both of them. One man can rule over a tribe of women. They don't catch nothing. That's why he said, I speak to them that know the law. Everybody knew that couldn't happen. Everybody knew that couldn't happen. A woman couldn't have two husbands. But he could have never told you about a man having two wives. Because he had two. Oh, I could teach about that too. But time, I said, like, listen, the time will fail me. And I can prove it. Listen, I can prove it down to a T. Let me tell you something. The best thing we can do in here is get more serious about what y'all doing and get more out of y'all cunning and manipulative ways. Really sit down and look and consider what you're doing. Finish this up so I can get them out of here.
And
come on, get ready and take their money so I can get out of here. Come on.
The uncircumcision of your flesh.
See that? The uncircumcision of your what?
Flesh.
What happened?
Hath he quickened together with him, having forgiven you all trespasses.
See that? He done took all that and done quickened it together. They showing you about being a sinner. That's just like being uncircumcised. This is what he did.
Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to his toot.
Listen.
And having spoiled principalities and powers.
He plundered them. He plundered them. Isn't that right? He stripped all of them. He took all these. He took everything from them. He plundered them, just like we did when we came out of Mizraim. We took their gold. We plundered them bastards. Already he let you know about you figuring we walking out. Those people in disarray. They were in suffering. You know what we did? We ain't help their babies. We didn't go and knock. We didn't bring no flour. We didn't have no grief. We didn't do nothing. You know what we did? Let me get that. Well, you know what we did then? You gonna eat your cornbread. You gonna wear that necklace. Isn't that right? One nigga a little crazy. No. You keep your necklace. That's your necklace. We want your necklace. You know, take their necklace. That's what we did. We plundered them. Why y'all think they hard pressed we got? That's what we did. While they was in disarray and they suffering and anguish and torment, that's how they did us. We took their stuff. That's how I'm gonna understand this. He took from them. You the only one be praying for these people. They going down praying for these people. He plundered them. And listen what else he did.
He made a shoe of them openly.
You say he kept it private to himself.
He made a shoe of them openly.
You know what Shaul said? This thing wasn't done in the corner. You know what everybody said we went to see him? We done heard about you. He made a show of them open. What did he do?
Triumphing over them.
That's what we did when they came out and they followed us behind the Red Sea. Drowned them bastards. Y'all don't like stuff like that, huh? We triumphed over those people. Opening. That's what everybody knew about. When he came down to get ready to destroy him, Mushah brought back to his remembrance. The people done heard about you. How you triumphed over these people. How you done drowned these people. How you done said and smitten all the Mitzrayim. And if you destroy them as one each, they made to show these people, oh, listen, our fame went out, Candy. Everybody knew about it. Listen, they were calling for hiring people to try to curse us. They'll build people. They'll come out Mizraim. You know what they say we like? Ox. So we lap it up. That's what ox do we want to do. Man, you start digging like ox do what he want to do. He dig. We just dig through. We plow through these people. Well, we be plowing. And you know what you're supposed to do when you get up? You ain't supposed to muzzle us either. He cracking up muzzle us. That's why I got to come back against them. They done broke the law. They got to pay for their breaking of their law. You know them crackers, they made up work. They ain't feed a day. They ain't realize the law told them what they supposed to do now. They weren't supposed to muzzle the ox. We the one trade out their corn now. We the one got their wheat in for them. Them bastards didn't feed it. They're going to pay for it now. Huh? Y'all will see how it work out. Don't worry about it. That's good. That's good. That's good. We'll keep going on. Thank the Most High.